IELTS mistakes and how to avoid them. So you can see in this picture the students are climbing up trying to get over that Band 7 barrier, and this tutorial is going to help you get there. It's going to help you get to Melbourne or wherever you want to go, to Toronto, to Scotland, to England, or even to Melbourne, and see those beautiful sights there. So let's go through it. First mistake I see is students taking IELTS test after IELTS test after IELTS test. And personally, I did this when I was learning to drive. I kept on failing, and I was like, okay, if I just take another test straight away, get right back in while my skills are hot, I'm going to get it. I'm so close. I'm at 6.5 and I'm going to get there. But no, what I should have done, and what you should be doing if you're in this situation, taking IELTS test after test after test, is take a step back. Take a step back, review where you're going, and just give yourself time. And then approach the exam. When you're going for a Band 7, you want to be at a Band 7.5, and then when you take it, you're more likely to pass, rather than going in there where you're just scraping by on a 6.5 and you think, oh, I'm so close, I'm just going to go in again, and maybe I might be able to chance it and get a Band 7. Doing it that way, again and again and again, is incredibly expensive, and it's just going to be incredibly infuriating for you as an IELTS student. So the next mistake I see is students focusing on exam skills and just watching YouTube and, should I do the reading test this way or should I do the reading test that way? Now, there is some value in looking at YouTube, but most cases, especially with the writing, it's better just to start writing and get feedback, as much feedback as possible. And nowadays, in the past, you used to have to send your essay to a tutor, wait a day or two, and then it gets sent back, and it's incredibly frustrating. Nowadays, though, you can use online AI essay checkers, get instant feedback, and get guidance and improve faster. Spot your mistakes. But unfortunately, what a lot of students do, as I said, is they're just watching YouTube and figuring out, oh, is it my vocabulary? Is it my paragraphs? Whereas really what you need to be doing is just putting pen to paper, writing and getting feedback. As I say in my podcasts, you cannot learn to ride a bike with a book. You have to get on the bike, and it's the same with your essay writing. Next one, information overload. This is related to what I was talking about just a second ago. Do not confuse watching tutorial after tutorial after tutorial thinking it's IELTS preparation. It is, but it's the mildest, weakest form of preparing. What you really want to be doing is finding one tutor and sticking with that tutor, because if you're watching my tutorials and then you're watching another tutor's tutorials, then you're getting this information overload, and it's just compounding, it's just adding to the frustration, and a frustrated, stressed mind is not the best way to prepare. So just be careful on how much information you are actually consuming. Next one, urgent preparation. Every day I get emails saying, I've got my exam coming up in 5 days. I've got my exam coming up next week. It's in 24 hours. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you. What I do in this situation is I look at their essay and I'll say, okay, we're going to do this quick fix using exam skills. And in some cases it works. We get them to a Band 7. But in most cases, a student who's, in those cases when we can get them to a Band 7 quickly, what we've done is we've taught them the quick fix exam skills, and they've already got solid language skills. Now what happens is a lot of students are struggling with the language skills, and these take a lot of time. They take longer, not a lot of time, they take longer to improve, especially if we have like fossilized errors where you've been doing it wrong for like a year or two, and now you don't even see those errors and you make the same mistakes all the time. And that's why getting quick feedback on your work is essential to improving. So as I said, there's a link below to check out our essay checker, and you can also apply the same knowledge with your speaking exam and check the language mistakes and the exam mistakes and just improve faster. Next one. A common mistake is using your spoken English skills and transferring it into your academic writing task to essay. What do I mean by this? I mean using your contractions, basically writing the same way that you speak. And in IELTS task 2, we cannot do this. We need to use the full version. We cannot use informal language such as kids. We have to use children. And you need to be aware whether your language is formal, informal, and the best way to do that is to get feedback on it, is to get someone to look at it or a tool. It's even faster, and this way you can find where your errors are. But a lot of students will just write exactly how they speak, and it can be incredibly frustrating for them because they're like, well, I speak perfectly fine, everybody understands me, but I'm still getting 6.5 in my essay. What's going on? And those are the types of students that I mentioned before with a high English level, but they just need to learn that last skill, which is academic English, and some exam skills, and these students improve faster. The next common mistake is not doing any practice tests. Now, hardly anybody, as far as I'm aware, would go into the IELTS test without doing a practice test with the reading or the listening. That's just common sense. You've got to do those. But by the way, when you are doing them, try different approaches. Try looking at all the questions first, then looking at the answers. Try reading all the text first, then looking at the answers, and vice versa. You need to find the strategy that works for you. Now, what a lot of students do, and this is mainly for the speaking, is they'll go in there and they've never done a practice test. And this is understandable a few years ago, or even last year. But now, with tools like the IELTS speaking test simulator that we've got at IELTS Podcast, you can do, this is going to sound so amazing and so sexy, but you can do speaking tests all day. And it's like your own personal IELTS examiner available 24/7, giving you feedback, and you can note which vocabulary is scoring you points and which vocabulary is costing you points. You can identify the complex sentences, and you can get a ton of feedback, and it just makes the whole improvement a lot faster, a lot smoother, and far less stressful. Final one, terrible tutors. Now, back in the day when I was interviewing IELTS examiners, ex-IELTS examiners, and professional like linguistic experts, I heard this story about a tutor who had prepared the students completely wrong. And now it's quite a difficult situation, because as a student, how do you know if your tutor is proficient or not? How do you know if they've got an accent or not? It's quite difficult. So this is, I think the best way is to either, one, use a professional tool, like I said, or, and this is an issue that, well, throw money at the problem. Just invest in a high quality, expensive tutor. But I know that's quite insensitive advice, because I know a lot of students do struggle financially. So therefore, you're probably best using a tool, and there's pronunciation tools out there. There's the test simulator, like I said, and just doing it the modern way can just make it a lot smoother. So we're coming to the end of the tutorial, and I just want to say, look, you've got this. You can do this. I know it is tough, and I know that you're struggling, but with every minute that you put in to some serious preparation, you are going to get closer, and sooner or later you will get that band 7, and you'll be able to go to Toronto, to Vancouver, start your new life, start your new course. You will get there. Just keep moving. Don't give up. And all the best and good luck in your IELTS exam.